Today we are going to learn Jet Compose State APIs, remember and remember Saveable, how this APIs works and where in which situation we have to use these APIs. That I will explain here. For that, first we'll create one composable. I already composable with the parameter name and on change name change is a function. Okay. Now call this composable here. For that name, I'm passing one variable name by remember saveable. It is a mutable state of string. So this is kind of placeholder for our text field. Okay, name, and whenever value is changed, we'll receive here, and I'll assign that received value to the name mutable text. Okay, so let's create one outline text field with the value name changed value and on value change. So we'll be calling this on name change function with the received character updated value. And next we'll print this output inside a text composable with name will be printed here. And okay, now we'll put one log also here for this function and logging this function. One more thing we'll add here, like this function will make use of another function get calculated value. This is another private function which will return some string, some calculated string, which has multiple line of code like line 1, line 2, like that. I will not write actual code here. This may contains 20 lines of codes and it will return some calculated value. Just writing calculated value is 10. Okay. And I will put one log also here to track this function. How many times this function is executed, that I want to know. Get calculated value. So this function's objective is like nothing. It is a fixed calculation. Some calculated value it will return. And I am using this function here and its value inside this text. And if name is John, your calculated value is 10, it will print. So my composable looks like this and my calculation function looks like this. And to understand the difference between remember and remember saveable, this example is quite helpful. Okay, let's run this application now in my emulator. Okay, I will run. So everything is in standby. I have created logs. You can see logcat. So now this composable. Now you can see your calculated value is 10. It is printed. So here name is empty. It is a mutable state of empty string. So there is a space and the value is calculated value is 10. So it is printed already. Now let's type some value name inside this text field. Okay, I'm typing J. So you can see first this is printed because this is the first line. After this will be executed, right? This will be executed. Generate content. Now I typed only one character. For each and every single character, this on name change will be executed, and on name change will invoke this mutable state. And whenever the mutable state is updated, there will be recomposition of this composition where this value is used. So whenever the recomposition happens, so again all the lines will be getting executed. Now I'll type John, John. So you can see four times these two functions are got executed. But in my case, I don't want to execute this function. This is like total number of lines of this function is 20. This is simply waste of time. For each text change, it is executing this function. I don't want to execute this function for each text change. So only one time I want to execute. For that, what I can do? During recomposition, I want to stop executing this function. For that, I'm using remember. Okay. So now you came to know, right? When remember is useful during recomposition of any composable, you don't want to execute any of the code. You put those code inside remember. That's it. So it will remember the state of that function or code. This value will be remembered. So throughout the, so let's change. Let's run this application again and see the difference. I will clear the log. I will run it again. Okay, now clear it. Now again I will type John. So you can see the difference. Only this composable executed 4 times for each character, not this function is remembered its value. Calculate value is 10 is remembered throughout the recomposition process. Now, what is the use of remember savable? Remember savable retain the its value during configuration changes. For example, orientation changes. If I change the orientation of this device to landscape, you can see this value is retained. If I not put this value inside remember savable, this will become empty. It will clear this value because this value is remember savable. It retained this state. So, but if I use remember here, it won't retain. So now you can see get calculated value is executed during orientation. So again you can see. I will just put get calculated value, how many times it is executed. So now you can see whenever the orientation change, it will execute. It is executing. See, it is getting executed. But while I'm typing, if I John, yes, it will not execute. During recomposition, it won't execute, but during on this one, orientation change, configuration changes, it will execute this function. Remember, it will clear its state. It won't store the value. So now you understood where and when we have to make use of these two state APIs, remember and remember savable. If you have more queries, please contact me or add some comments to this video. Um, Hope this video is helpful for you. Thank you.